Thomas Williams. I am in speech 1311 by Professor Courtney Brazil. My persuasive speech today is titled An Easy Way to Stop Kids from Smoking. Stop without realizing you have quit. Teens these days think that it's cool to smoke cigarettes, but it's not. As we know, smoking has been glamorized on television today, but parents are the most important influence on kids in smoking. The overwhelming majority of today's smokers began smoking at the age of 18. That's cited in the U.S. Department of Education.org. Tobacco use during childhood and adolescence can not only cause major health problems, but people who begin smoking at an early age are more likely to develop severe addiction than those who start at a latter age. Correction. To combat this problem, parents should start talking to their children at an early age. They should set good examples for their kids by not smoking and support tobacco-free schools. Now, my first point starts off with parents talking to their kids. That means having a conversation in the home, sitting down with your kids, talking to them about the health risks associated with smoking tobacco, whether it's cigarettes or cigars. And parents need to also let kids know what's contained or what's in a cigarette. So many different bad chemicals are associated with smoking cigarettes. Parents often do not talk to their kids about the dangers of smoking. If children are being educated at home about the health risks associated with smoking, maybe they will have a change of heart about it. Some subjects are very sensitive relating to the issues around smoking. Parents should honestly and directly tell their children that they do not want them to smoke. Give them consistent messages about the risk of smoking. On the other hand, secondly, set a good example for your kids by not smoking, as I mentioned earlier. Studies have shown that parents who smoke are most likely to have kids who smoke. That's also U.S. Department of Health and Education. If you are a smoker, do not smoke around your kids. Go outside or find somewhere private and smoke. Although some parents may think just by telling your children not to smoke that they will automatically stop. That is when you start to educate them, going back to the risk associated with smoking. Establishing a smoke-free school. That's thirdly. Some statutes now reads tobacco use in the building or on the grounds of an elementary or secondary school is prohibited. And that's cited by the U.S. Department of Education as well, and www.maineisd.org. What this means is that a visitor on school grounds at any time 365 days per year cannot have any tobacco. Tobacco use is still the number one preventable cause of death and disease in the United States. As with adults, it poses a serious health threat to youth and young adults in the Dallas-Fort Worth area and has significant implications for the nation's public and economic health in the future. Perry et al., 1994, Kessler, 1995. The impact of cigarette smoking and other tobacco use on chronic disease, which accounts for 75% of Americans spending on health care. That's from Anderson 2010, and that's well documented and undeniable. As it relates to smoking, like I mentioned earlier, it's good to set good examples in the home as it relates to teens and smoking. Build a relationship with your kids and let them know the health risks associated with smoking and what's maintained or contained in a cigarette. Thank you so much, and you have a great day.